Hi everyone, it's Kristen here from the Dahlia Society. I'm going to talk about my upcoming sewing plan. I feel it like it's been quite a while since I set out some kind of loose plans. I'm really starting to get inspired and I'm a little bit tired of the winter sewing. I don't know how you're all feeling. This time of year, it's really easy to lose the sojo, as they call it, because there's only so many kind of sweater style tops I feel like making. And I really am starting to get a bit of inspiration as to looking into the seasons change. Of course, we've still got another month here of winter, but it's still going to be cold here for quite some time. But that doesn't mean I don't feel like sewing something a bit more trans-seasonal, maybe some layering pieces. And I feel like getting my teeth into some maybe more fitted garments. So I hope you can join me today because I really love sitting down and talking all things sewing with you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, which I'm sure most of you will have by now, but I would love it if you could join me. I try and bring out vlogs at least once to twice a week. We also have an online store where we sell beautiful monthly bespoke boxes, fabric and patterns from around the world. And speaking of which, we still have a very small handful of the femme fatale boxes. If anyone's interested, I am going to show you at the end of this vlog what I made because I can't wait. And it's actually on my plans to make another one of what I made for that box. So you'll get to see the fabric. So if you haven't received your box yet, maybe skip the end of this vlog if you want to keep the surprise. But there's a handful of boxes still available if anyone is interested. So it was a really lovely make. You know, when you see those patterns and you think that's a really interesting design, it looks easy and it looks incredible because there's some nice kind of style lines there that I haven't seen on anything else, especially for winter time. It's just, yeah, it's great to find something a bit different. And I am really jealous of all of you guys over in the Northern Hemisphere with your beautiful, warm, sunny weather. I know you're all complaining about how hot it is. And I know when we do get our warm weather back, I'm going to probably be the same because I don't cope well with that extreme heat. But I really am just looking forward to having that breeze. It's not quite so icy and chilly. Now, any of my viewers that do live in Victoria here in Australia or maybe in Tasmania, you'll know what I mean when I talk about those icy Antarctic blasts of wind that we get. They just, you know, chill you to the bone. So yeah, it's one of those times of year that you just don't feel like getting outside. I'm really looking at my garden thinking I can't wait to get some of those nice sunny days to get out and do some pottering around. Picked myself up a little bunch of flowers today because I felt like brightening myself up. So isn't it nice to buy yourself a bunch of flowers? I just don't think we do it enough, do we? We all buy flowers for friends, but we don't always buy for ourselves. And speaking about flowers, I actually watched a fantastic little documentary on YouTube last night with the lovely Lisa Comfort, who of course you'll know from Sew Over It, very popular pattern company. And it was just so inspirational to watch her as she pretty much turned her life around, speaking really candidly about how she went through a divorce and a nervous breakdown and really felt like her life needed changing. And she basically made her own flower field where she now sells cut flowers. And it is just really inspirational to watch. And I know exactly what she means about it's one of those hobbies. For her, of course, it's her main job now. To get outside amongst the flowers or maybe even just getting her hands dirty for a day really does switch off a lot of, you know, anxious thoughts. And she just said it was the best therapy for her. And it was, she was explaining how she did her own irrigation system, and a lot of men sort of laughed at her when she went to buy fittings and fixtures, and she just wanted to make sure she learned everything and did it all herself. And what an inspiration to watch that. So I will link that below because I think you'll all find that really interesting. That she's sort of totally changed her path there. When you're working, I think too, with your hobby and you put everything into that, you've got to be really careful it doesn't take all the joy out of it. And for me, I'm very lucky that I do have my work is at home, and I do have it separate from the house now, so I can kind of switch off. But I find running this business, it is such a joy, and I don't feel like it's work. So sometimes my kids will say, Mum, you're always working, but it's just not work to me. It's just a passion. If I'm not, looking at, ordering stock or what the next box will be, I'm looking at what patterns I'd like to make. And I find that is such a nice way to relax in the evening, to scroll through, looking at patterns, looking at reviews, and looking at wonderful YouTube vloggers. And last night, I must say, I did sit down and watch a vlog from the lovely Christine from Gemini Stitches. I'm sure most of you will follow her as well. She's over in the UK, and she's got a great channel. She's just a bubbly ball of energy and positivity. And I love how her channel is named after her astrology. Like, her Gemini is her sign. That's why she called it Gemini Stitches, because I love my astrology. It's another passion of mine. And I just think she's just incredible. And I found myself watching her model her dresses. And it really reminded me, when I first started the channel, how I used to take out all the patterns I'd made and do a little catwalk and explain each pattern, what I loved about it and what I didn't, or maybe I liked the fabric. So she went through every single summer dress on her running rail. And I just thought it was amazing. There were so many patterns on there that I'd only looked at maybe once and glanced and never thought of again. But seeing them on her and her modeling them and the fabric choices she used had really inspired me. So I still get so much inspiration from watching other YouTubers. So if you haven't followed Christine from Gemini Stitches, make sure you head over and follow her, because I just really enjoyed that. And I will also link that vlog with her summer dresses. So it really made me just like pine away for the summer. So there's a few dresses there I've thought about or rediscovered through watching her that I'm going to talk about today, that I think are on my new list of things to sew. And another thing, anyone here in Melbourne, did you manage to get Frock Tales tickets? Because I had my alarm set, went on there and ordered my tickets. So myself and my twin daughters, Charlotte and Eliza, will be coming with me this year. Phoebe, sadly, is not able to make it, but she's been to the last 2 years with me. So Charlotte and Eliza both don't sew. Years and years ago, I probably gave them a bit of a lesson. I think particularly Charlotte, I remember sewing a skirt with her when she was maybe 14, and we were so proud. We made the Tilly the Buttons Miette wrap skirt, and when we got it on, I realised that here I am trying to teach her, and all the birds were upside down, so the print was reversed. So she was pretty sad about that, and I think that was the first and last time she ended up sewing. But they have chosen some patterns they would love. So I made them look at, maybe send me some pics of what they'd like to wear, and then we narrowed down a couple of patterns. So they've each picked their patterns. Charlotte has chosen her fabric, and Eliza still is yet to choose hers, but there's a lot of new fabrics coming in. So they're settled, but mine will be the last one I'll be making. So I'll have to make 3 dresses for Frock Tales, but that's going to be a challenge. But I'm looking forward to it. But mine in particular, I have about 3 dresses that I'm up and down which one to make. So I've still got plenty of time, because it is in November, and it's the Brunswick Railway Hotel here in Melbourne. So that's going to be a really exciting night. So I hope to see a lot of you again that maybe came last year, or maybe some new faces will be wonderful, because it's such a wonderful event. So firstly, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing, because I've been chatting away here and haven't spoken about what I've got on. This one is a top from Tilly the Buttons. It is the Samara top, and it's a fabulous little pattern. It is a little bit sort of more oversized. I could probably go down a size. I think this is quite an oversized blouse. I think from memory I made the 5. Yeah. And I could probably go down to the 4 maybe next time. But you know what? It's nice and floaty. I made it in an Italia brunette tile print viscose blend. And it's nice to see me in a solid colour for a change, because I do love my prints. But in saying that, I will never go without prints. I just think I need more solid things in the wardrobe to help with layering, because If you're like me and you have to go somewhere and it's always like, I've got so many clothes, but I just don't know what to wear. And certain occasions you might not want to go for the big bold print. You might want something more subdued, and that's what I'm lacking in the wardrobe. So I'm going to try and get some more solid things in the next couple of months, because there's so many amazing prints coming, but it's nice to have a solid color fabric, but with a bit of difference to it, maybe a bit of a self print. And I really like the tile print in this one. It's really lovely. So great pattern. Of course, you can make it short sleeve, long sleeve. You can do the elasticated or the wider arm there. And yeah, really simple V-neck pattern, and just a simple, quick make. So you can make this in any wovens at all. Things like linens, cottons, viscose is great as well. So another fabulous little basic pattern from Tilly and the Buttons. I have to also say a huge thank you to the response we've had for our remnant and clearance sale. If you haven't gone over to check out all the remnants and bits and pieces, we have some great little bargains, some end of bolts after doing stock take. Yes, they've been very popular, so not too much left there, but yeah, go and head over and see what we've got on offer there in the online store. Also, before I get into the patterns, I have to let you know that I have had a few people ask in regards to advent calendars. Yes, we'll be having advent calendars. Pre-orders on those will be coming up in the following weeks. So if you haven't signed up to our newsletter as a VIP member, it doesn't cost you anything. You'll just get updated with us when we send out our weekly newsletters. So head on over to our website and sign up for that, and you'll be first to know when the advent calendars are launching. And of course, pre-orders, we have limited numbers for pre-orders. We do ship them worldwide, but we have to make sure that we don't have any other orders with them. They have to be standalone orders, because when they go out en masse, and it is a huge job. It's one that I really enjoy. I love putting advent calendars together. I love thinking about all the goodies inside, and what I would like to see in an advent calendar is really foremost in my mind. I don't want to be putting just generic sewing things that you may already have. I mean, everyone's got an unpicker, or everyone's got a pair of snips, things like that, or tape measures. I want to have things that are more like gifts for sewists, so people that love the little special things. And there's also going to be scented gifts and beautiful gourmet edible gifts in there as well. So they'll be launching in the next few weeks. So make sure you have signed up so you'll be first to know. So that's really exciting. Yeah, had quite a few people email me just recently, so people are already thinking about Christmas, which is wonderful. So let's move on to the patterns and the plans that I have. Patterns I rediscovered. One in particular, I have to say, that looked incredible on Christine was the Joe Dress by Closet Core Patterns. I've been looking at this on and off for a while. I've seen a lot of people make it, but I have to say, Christine's version just blew me away. I love this on her. It looks so striking. It looks really designer. It could possibly be a contender for frock tails. So I'm thinking, if I make one up and get the fit right, if I love it, I could do it in something really fancy like a brocade or a jacquard. There also is the option for the jumpsuit, but I am definitely more of a dress girl. This Joe dress just looks so beautiful on her, and she spoke about how you use a lot of bias binding, and her bias binding is such a feature, especially on this sort of croissant shaped sleeve. So it has a very designer edge to it, this pattern. But what I like is the simplicity of that straight skirt with the split at the front. It has elasticized back to cinch you in a little bit. It also has the zipper in the back, but there's just so many possibilities to make this look really high-end and really classy. So she does say you can be really creative. You want stability and structure. You need to use a mid-weight woven like a linen and cotton, broadcloth, poplin, sateen would be incredible in this. And chambray, or if you want a lightweight denim, you could use that. So they're heading more into the kind of structured fabrics, but I just think this Cosette diamond jacquard would look so beautiful. It has a really lovely glitter. We've had this for a little while, and it's one that I've always thought is so underrated because it's absolutely beautiful. You can actually sew the reverse side as well with most jacquards, the way that they're woven. you can do either way, but I love it. I think it's just such a beautiful fabric. It's also one that you could line, look really designer if you had that in a lined dress. But I think the Jo in that would be amazing. I don't think I'd make that as my first dress because that fabric is quite a high-end fabric, as you know, most Cousette fabrics, especially the jacquards. I'd probably make it with a linen cotton to see if I get the fit right and maybe tweak it. I also think it would look beautiful in the Cousette Marinsky jacquard fabrics, that beautiful ochre and the blue. I think that would come up really incredible. But even one of the Miss Moresby linen cottons that we have would also be beautiful in that. And depending on the look you want, it can really change with your fabric. But I love the Jo. I have looked at it for a long time, and now I'm thinking I definitely need to make one after seeing the lovely Christine's version. The other dress she made that really stood out to me was the beautiful itched stitch Ladera dress. That is one that I've always thought has such a beautiful cinched in tie waist, all integrated, so no separate ties. And Christine had hers in a beautiful geometric print. And I love that. I think it's a really unusual and different take on a shirt dress. So definitely one I'd be looking at because I do have a lot of shirt dresses, a lot of simple shirt dresses, a lot of gathered skirt shirt dresses, and this is something a bit different again. So it is definitely one on my radar, and I love itch to stitch patterns because they do have the different options for the bust. If you're needing FBA, of course, you can make them in CD cups as well, but they do have the options there. But that Ladera dress is just so beautiful on Christine, so another one I'm eyeing off. Another one I would love to give a go is the Seasons of East Winter in New York dress. Now, this is a simple wrap dress. I love a wrap dress, and I just think this one is lovely because it's the simplicity of not having a lot of volume of fabric for the skirt. So they're saying that 3/4 length bishop sleeve is a really elegant take on a wrap dress. Shaping created using darts and gathers. And I think the knowing how beautiful the Seasons of East Summer in New York dress is, it's one of my favorite dresses. It's just a beautiful cut and a beautiful fit. That is definitely one that I would love to look at making. Fabric choices, again, there's just so much to choose from. I'm more looking at the patterns at the moment, maybe not looking just at the fabrics. So looking at what I would like to make in reverse. I'll normally always see a fabric and go, I love that fabric. I need to make this or that out of it. But this time I'm looking at the patterns. I'm doing things a little bit differently, and I love the look of those two patterns. Another pattern I love the look of is the Mason Fauve Damask jacket. It's a really cute little more on the fitted style cropped jacket with like a double breast at the bottom, and it is has got princess seams which are just beautiful. It's got a nice structured look, so they're saying that it's elegant and versatile. It's beautiful to wear over the top of a dress as well. It's collarless. So sculpted volume is achieved through the panel seams, a really nice fit there. Beautifully defined shoulders, and they're enhanced with like pleats at the sleeve cap, which is another nice feature. Shaped but not oversized shoulders and subtly fitted. So a really nice, classy little jacket, this one. So basically perfect for high-waisted jeans, which is what I love wearing, or tailored trousers. And the fabric they're saying is jacquard, gabardine, denim, velvet, fine wools, medium weight fabric, so 150 to 250 GSM, and a nice slippery fabric for the lining. I think this would look amazing in a denim, and this Cousette navy blue denim I am eyeing off. I think this would look so beautiful in a little denim jacket like the damask. I also love the look of the girly cotton by Cousette. I think that would look amazing for maybe a more summery or spring weight version. That could work really well. Again, the jacquard from Cousette. I also have a final little piece of denim. Now, I have sold out of so much of this Ace denim. It's probably our most popular fabric we've had in our store ever. And I've managed to keep a couple of remnant pieces for myself. And I had been tossing up whether to just list them, and I just thought, no. You've been doing this every time you run out. You just wait till you get the next lot in, and I am petrified they're going to stop making it. And I know that they do have some back in stock now, so I'm going to order more of it because I know a lot of you love this denim. I've had so many customers on our Makers Gallery send in pics of what they've made with this Ace denim. Which reminds me, we are going to be doing our next Makers Gallery at the end of the month. So if you haven't sent your pics in, we would love to see them. Send them into Kristen at the dahliasewciety.au, and Phoebe and I will be going through and doing a random $30 voucher to the store. A lot of the feedback we've had has been incredible. You all love seeing how creative people can be, and really people do think out the box. I think you get stuck in your own ways sometimes and what you think something would look good in. To see someone else create something totally unique to them helps give you that inspiration or that push. But this Ace denim, I am going to hang on to it. It's mine. I've claimed it now. I have to say no. I'm not going to list it. It's a couple of remnant pieces. So I'm thinking that damask would look amazing in the leopard print. Getting off track, another pattern I'd tossed up to make out of this denim is a Wardrobe by Me jacket. Is it the painter's jacket or the artist's jacket? I'm going to put I've totally forgot the name. Pop a picture up of it. I think it would look amazing. It's just like a drill style jacket. And I think that will also look incredible in that as well. The other thing that I think would look amazing is the Blair skirt by True Bias. I could definitely see that in the denim. But look, I am on a bit of a health kick at the moment. I'm not kidding you. I've watching Phoebe. She's really, really going at this, going hard, trying to get herself healthy and fit. And I am following her lead, and I really getting way off track. I don't normally talk about weight on this channel. I don't think it's an important part of the channel and what it's all about. But I'm being really good at the moment, and I'm trying to cut my cholesterol down. It's quite significantly high. The doctor's a little bit worried. So she's told me that I need to look at some lifestyle changes. Which I didn't think I ate that badly, but there are probably certain things I could cut out. I love eating healthy, but my main thing is the exercise, and I have been going at that bike daily, doing a bit of yoga and a bit of weights, because I just think once you start getting into mid-50s, if you don't move it, you lose it. And I really am terrified of becoming stiff and not flexible, and I just want to keep being my best self. So Phoebe and I are doing this together, and we're trying to inspire each other, but we're trying to be careful of not to make too many fitted things. But in saying that, I think that you can definitely, as a seamstress, you can take things in. If things are too big on you that maybe used to fit you really well, and you can cinch them in, you can take your seams in, no worries at all. So that's a blessing. She's looking at a jumper she's got at the moment. It's got a bit big on her. I said, you can take that in quite easily. So how awesome is that? So the skirt might be something I'm tossing up whether to look at or not, or maybe just go for a jacket, which I think one of those jackets would be amazing. But I really like the damask. It's something unique and different, and Mason Faux patterns are just to die for. They're nice, beautifully designed patterns, packaged gorgeous as well. But that could work really well, and I think it'd be really wearable over a pair of jeans, a little tank top, throughout any season. The next thing on my list to make is the beautiful Pattern Emporium Spill the Tea top or blouse. I love this, and at the time it came out, I was so busy with the shop and with boxes and getting things ready that I didn't have time to make one in time for launch. But I am just in awe of it. I love how it looks. I really love the cap sleeve version. I am so tempted to make a cap sleeve, and I could well do, because I think a blouse like that's perfect to wear with a little jacket throughout any season. But I love this fabric Godmother Leo's Beach. I think it looks so beautiful in a Pattern Emporium Spill the Tea. Got some really nice tie details. It's a nice floaty style blouse. But that is definitely one I am wanting to make next. So that could be on the cutting table this weekend. And I love the fact you can lengthen it to a dress as well. And I was talking about the vlog last time. We were talking about straps, how a lot of you are saying that you don't want skinny strap patterns and you avoid them. And it really was something that hit a nerve with you guys. A lot of you are feeling the same way. We want some more bra-friendly options. So in the next month or so, I'll be preparing a vlog talking about what I am looking for. Maybe it's inspired me to go looking for summer dresses that are not strappy, that have got no sleeve. And I'm not talking about just a wide strap. I'm talking about no strap. So maybe something with a bateau neck or a round neck and a cut-off sleeve or cap sleeve. That's going to be my mission, and I've got a nice little list ready. But I've also delved into the vintage style patterns, maybe looking back into the late 70s, early 80s. And I do collect a lot of these patterns. Whenever I see something I love, I collect it because I'm looking at maybe adapting that pattern. So maybe drafting my own kind of perfect summer dress. So that'll be another episode. I'm going to talk you through the patterns that I've been collecting, because I really love that kind of early 80s shirt style dress before the big shoulder pads kind of took over. You know, into the mid 80s. The early 80s was a bit more subdued, but yeah, I love that style of summer dress, a simple summer dress with the elasticated waist and the boat neck. So that is what I'm looking for, and I've got quite a long list of patterns to talk through. So that will be my mission this year, to find my perfect sleeveless summer dress that isn't strappy. But I love that pattern of Kate's that spilled the tea with that cap sleeve. So I may even do that, even though it's winter. I may even decide just to do the sleeveless version because I love it. And of course, her gorgeous lyrical blouse is another one that I still am yet to make. So there's lots of things that are inspiring me to do some sewing. Now, I am going to talk about the Femme Fatale box. If you haven't opened yours or you haven't received it, turn off now, and I will see you next time with some new fabrics that are on their way. But if you'd like to stick around and see what was in the box, I will go through that now. So let me show you what was in the box. Of course, we had the Ava box, which was a black box that had a grey print fabric. The Marilyn Monroe box was the white and black, and that was what I made my dress from. Now, when we first printed up the cards, we just had the image of Ava looking all glamorous and thought to ourselves, yeah, that would be great. Later on, we were going to, name them Smoky Haze and After Dark, and we thought we're giving too much away with the colours. So we actually named them Marilyn and Ava, the boxes. So you will all have got the Ava card. Don't stress, you haven't got the wrong box. But the fabrics were a beautiful cotton knit jacquard, so almost like a ponte weight. And I'll show you what I made with mine. So the Ava was the charcoal color, which I'll show you. Now, they both had the same gifts, so you will have got the same gifts. The only thing is the scented gift, there are different scents in each box. So the grey had one scent and the white had the other. Now, this is the grey. It's a charcoal male kind of color. That was the Ava. And so there are still some of those boxes. Like this was the Marilyn box color. It was a white dappled leopard, and of course it was a cotton poly spandex blend. You've got stretch going horizontal, but not a lot going vertical, just a little bit. Really lovely weight fabric, absolutely beautiful. I can imagine that in cardigan, long line cardigan, maybe grab a couple or maybe an Esme. But what I decided to make was a dress that I have been eyeing off for some time now, and it is the Stylark Rowie. Gorgeous cowl neck dress or top. You can make it in sleeveless or with sleeves, and it is just stunning. I am so inspired to make myself a couple more of these, and I want to make the top next in the fabric. I might even do the Ava fabric because I've got the Marilyn colour dress. With the pattern, you've got to look at the direction. Now it tells you to cut out the direction with the greatest stretch going down the pattern, so going down the grain line. Normally, you follow the grain line and the stretch is the widest part across, but with this particular dress, the amount of cowls and draping, the stretch needs to go downways. And you'll know that when you start piecing it together, and when it sits on, if you do it the opposite way around, you won't get that nice draping effect. So make sure you follow your pattern pieces for the direction of grain. But it is a smashing dress. It is just gorgeous. I can see this in so many different fabrics. I have got some gorgeous fabrics coming from Lady McElroy. Especially thought I'd get some things in for frock tails, because I know a lot of people are looking for frock tails inspiration. In Australia, of course, September to December is really popular time for weddings. So it'd be a perfect dress to wear to a wedding. But I loved it. I thought it looked amazing on, and I was just so wrapped with how it came up. Really fast sew. Love the sleeveless version just as much as the sleeve, but can highly recommend it. So I think if you want to get the maximum amount of drape, something like a viscose jersey would be incredible, because you get that nice sort of floaty flowiness and the drapiness. But things like a cotton jersey would be fine. I'm looking over at what I've got left here. A lightweight ponte would be also incredible. And this beautiful jacquard knit, we just loved how it came up. So yeah, I don't normally show boxes quite this early, but because we've still got a couple left here, it might inspire one of you to head over and buy one, because I would hate for anyone to miss out. I know Deb and Hayley usually have their vlogs out. They'll be doing unboxings as well. So make sure you head over and see those. But really love this pattern. It'll be a lovely and a classic simple black viscose jersey as well. But definitely want to make the top. So I'll be making the long sleeve top in the grey knit, I think, next, because I just love the fabric so much for this time of year. But yeah, a great dress. And I think Style Arc is another one. I think the bell dress that the beautiful Christine had on her, one of her favourite dresses. I also really love the Zalia, and I've seen a lot of people make that Zalia and just be in love with it, just the simplicity of it, but also the fact that you can play with the design elements of having that pack, the expansion pack as well. So I hope you enjoyed that today. It was nice to catch up and have a bit of a chatty sewing vlog. Few and far between at the moment, and it's just, life gets busy. As you all know, we're all busy, and sewing can take a back seat, or our own kind of creative hobbies can take a back seat when we're busy. But I really find I need that time now to do some more creative work and to show you some nice new garments, because I too get inspired of a lot of people I see on YouTube, and that's what it's all about. So a reminder to head on over to our website to sign up to newsletters if you want to know about the advent calendar that will be launching in November, usually late October, early November we send them out, but we take pre-orders up till then. So yeah, that's a very exciting thing in the world of sewing, is advent calendar time. I know a lot of you love them, and so do I. I hope you all have a wonderful sewing week. Take care, and we'll see you all shortly. Bye for now.